if you know what I'm talking about, it's on Netflix. It's, I guess, one of the top reality shows right now. Calabasas, Selective Calabasas, Confidential. I think it's called Calabasas Confidential. Anyway, and I was talking about how it actually it's surprisingly mature for the young people that are in that show. One of the kids on that show is Dennis Rodman's son. Another one is the daughter of Bret Michaels, and the others are not necessarily of celebrities. It just happens to be that because they're in Calabasas and the parents have money, and the kids are making their own money. I like to call it. It's stupid money they have. I mean, we're talking about these kids in their early 20s with mansions in Calabasas stuff, and it's their own house. But anyway, I was talking about how when you get that kind of clout, or you have your own reality show, and you have a lot of attention, you got to keep the fire. You got to keep the fire alive. And we went into sex tapes because we were going back, and I was reminiscing about the Kardashians and how no one would have probably even known.
You talk about the Kardashians, it goes back.
Yeah, exactly. Starting with the videotape, and it was only because she was the daughter of Robert Kardashian, who was one of the attorneys for O.J. Simpson, the one who made the face like, I can't believe he is not, when the non-guilty verdict came out, he was infamous for his reaction of like, oh shit, because he was shocked that he was found not guilty. And Kim Kardashian's all she was really doing at the time was trailing around Paris Hilton like a little puppy dog, following Paris Hilton everywhere she went. I mean, they were friends, but she was pretty much a groupie. And it wasn't until she had sex with Ray J video, because Ray J was the hot R&B artist at the time. Gained everyone's attention. I'm sure there was a large enough percentage of what said, "Oh, it's Robert Kardashian's daughter," but most people were like, "Oh, this is Ray J on video. Oh, it happens to be Robert Kardashian's daughter." That was probably more the order in which it gained its notoriety. And then here she is now with billions of dollars in the whole family.
It made her famous, right?
Exactly.
They've done a great job. Exposure she needed.
Yeah. And they're a great example of keeping their exposure. And after that,
good can't come out of time about it.
Right. Well, being able to keep that going. She could have just had that moment and lost all the money. It's like the Island Boys that were really popular on social media. Now that the broken boys with no money, and the brother's like drugged out and can barely wipe his ass, and the other one's literally the other day I saw.
Is that the Island Boys?
Yeah, the Island Boy.
Oh God, those guys are straight fucking clowns, dude.
Holy
bro. But they even had to do what they had to do to get to where they are, right?
Yeah, like I watch it just for how terrible it's gotten. Like he was literally on Kodiak Red, which is one of the dudes from the Island Boys, was on literally at like 3:30 in the morning the other day, and he only had like 230 people on his live. But normally he was having like 2,000 to 10,000 plus people watching them. He was like in this dark room by himself talking. I mean, talk about going from a high to extreme low. But yeah.
Did you hear rumor that I heard rumor that their dad was Epstein?
Oh, he had him on an island or something. Yeah, I heard about having him on an island or something.
Yeah, the resemblance is crazy too.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
Wow.
I think it was a video. Yeah, they said it was his dad or something, but I don't know how true it was. So I didn't really
Yeah, exactly. You can't believe much anymore, but they're showing that picture of Epstein with the two boys when they were young.
Yeah. I see it, yeah. And amongst a load of other people as well. But yeah.
You really think it was his kids?
Dude, the resemblance is crazy.
That's what they were trying to portray, but don't know for sure.
That's wild.
Wow, I didn't hear. I've not heard that one. That was the best trip.
Look up. I don't know if you're free or if you got a computer, but look up the resemblance to them. Put the Island Boys and Epstein's photos, and it'll probably come up. You'll see there's a photo of Epstein, like they look like they're like next to a beach or something, where they're kind of like he's hugging them, like they're posing for a photo, and that's where you see the resemblance. It's crazy.
Yeah, you see it exactly. Yeah. And not only that, there's a lot of the kids that survive, a lot of the kids that survive on that Epstein Island, they will become like something major in society all over the world, right? I was seeing something like that about that. They've gone into like government places or
They had all kinds of money too. They just burned through it.
or became some sort of celebrity or something. Yeah, they were given something.
Yeah, I was watching a live. Like, it sounds funny because I'm not constantly on, but I was on live, TikTok live, and they were so popular, they were popping up on my feeds, and so I'm watching it. He's literally with one of his girlfriends at one point, and he goes to his closet where his safe is, and he just pulls out this like big stack in his hands of $100 bills in both hands, and just show it off. And then I remember it wasn't too much later after that someone had broken into their home. I was like, yeah, that's kind of stupid. Yeah, let's show people where our money is. I mean, someone's gonna
Probably want the attention. You never know.
Right.
You know.
Right. They're not the smartest boys. But yeah, it's that's the thing. Another thing, the conversation started because Sandy was asking about, like, well, what are they going to do with that? Because we were talking about education and how important education is, and what are these people going to do when they're no longer in the limelight, and what are they going to fall back on? Because I can't imagine. Think about the high to the low being so fucking lit with cash, being able to buy cars and houses, and then you're fucking broke. Yeah. And when do people commit suicide? Yeah, talk about a different kind of withdrawal.
Exactly. The countdown is so down that you just want to go underground, right?
Serious. Yeah. Real talk.
That's why, like, the people, when they see crazy money like that, it's crazy living a normal life. It's impossible. You're going to come back from that.
Yeah, I wouldn't want that life. Georgia boy, what's going on? What's up, y'all? You're actually not awake. You're imagining you're awake.
Nothing is what you think it is.
Your nose is actually not big. It's super small. Motherfucker. You think you're in alien's paradise.
It's all an illusion.
It's an illusion.
Nothing is what you think it is.
You motherfucker.
One moment. So yeah, welcome back, Georgia Boy, and also hello, Pam, down there in the goo, and to the two Anons, Eggplant and Magic Wand. Welcome to Helen's Paradise. Thank you for joining us.
Is that a magic wand?
It's a magic
What is
wand.
that?
Magic wand.
Yeah.
Magician.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I'm like looking at it. I'm having to squint. My eyes are not able to see that. You said hi, eggplant. That's crazy. Oh, when's the last time a female ever said that to you guys? Yeah, hi, eggplant. She's all down there. Hello. Well, I hope everyone's having a good morning. It's Tuesday. And, yeah, it's Tuesday. Now get your tacos on. Deep discounts on tacos, y'all.
Taco Tuesday. Gosh, my dirty mind. I will do it left, right. Taco Tuesday.
Nicole, I was not even thinking that way. You naughty.
Every Tuesday is tacos and tatas too.
Let me clean it up. Yeah, let me clean up my mind.
Morning.
You get yourself some sleep, son?
Yeah, I went to bed probably about 4 or 5, somewhere in there. Look.
So you got a couple of catnaps on or something, huh?
Yeah, and I called off work today too. I told my boss fucking I'll take
cell
it today.
phone footage or surveillance footage, body cam or maybe
You
cameras
gonna stay home and hang out with us?
capture anything that supports
Yeah, I'm taking it today. So I
and
ain't
if
doing
so,
shit.
the judge, if he's right,
Well, that's good.
will
Nice.
look at the evidence
can stay at your mom's.
Yeah, she told me she want me to, so I might fuck around and stay over.
That's good.
We appreciate your on the ground reporting to HUD therapist.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? I appreciate that. But again, I think doing the civic duty, I think this is going to be one of the main points that I really want to point out. Because again, when you engage and you participate in it, we are not use weight, if you catch my drift. We are not utilize weight when it comes to scaling the balances out of our justice system. All right. So I want us to know just who Judge John Roach is. Okay. Also, when I was with the general public, I had received some intel, potential intel, maybe truthful, maybe not, but he was giving me intel in regards to how that day of the incident had occurred. Okay. This undisclosed source told me that allegedly during this incident, the reason why the tents that were down because of weather implementation. Okay. So it was windy, it was raining, and this was an all-day track and field event. Okay. So, because it was raining, because it was windy, some of the superintendents or staff, in order for their tent not to be blown away, they had closed down and they put down their tents. All right. Now, the only school that didn't put down their tent was the school where Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf were under. All right. But due to the weather implementation or due to the change of the weather, there was a delayed game. So, during this delayed game, all right, this is where students would commonly, socialize. Okay. So I think this incident happened either between 11 a.m. or 1 p.m. Okay. So during that time, you got delayed game. This is where allegedly Carmelo Anthony and Austin Metcalf were socializing, not with each other, but just generally just socializing with their competitors and their peers. Okay? They also told me that there is a possibility, not saying it's true or not, I just want to put that disclosure in there. There is a possibility that the Metcalf boys were not on the track and field team. All right. They weren't on the track and field team. All right. This is allegedly. But they were at the event. I believe it was confirmed that Carmelo Anthony was on the track team, but again, like I said, this may not be true. And plus, if they weren't on the team, doesn't mean that they weren't being supporters of the team as well. So that was gonna be some questions I'm gonna start looking into and asking, just to be able to give a little bit more nuance to it. Okay. Another thing. Now, when you did your jury duty, did your judge provide like a civics test?
No.
Okay.
No civics test, no.
All right. Like, did the judge ever ask you why it's important that why we have jurors in America?
No.
Did he become a professor by any chance?
No. Every jury duty was always when it came around to asking each juror questions, it was about professional life. What do you do for a living?
Okay. All right. So my experiences was this Judge John Roach, he was giving the jurors the prospects of questions, answers. When did America start having jurors in our court system. Why is it important that we have evidence? What is considered evidence? What is considered, misconduct? What is considered biases? And the jurors did have to answer that question. That wasn't a rhetorical question. These were all answers. Okay? These were all questions that the jurors had to answer. So, some people thought that was a good thing. I was a little bit, not taken aback, not completely taken aback, but my cautionary tale was, does he think that the potential jurors don't know how the jury process works or why there is a jury process? But that could just be my own bias. All right. He said, and jokingly, and he also said, but seriously, I have a bias for America. Despite the flaws in our system, we have the best process in America. Then he asked jurors, do you disagree with that? He said, despite our flaws in America, our judiciary process, it has some issues, but America is the greatest country in the world. Does anybody disagree with that? And he made jurors answer that question. And some jurors said, America isn't only the greatest country in America. And the prosecutors and the defense attorney, they wrote on their little notebooks. So now when you say the jurors are being hand selected and they want the most fundamentally competent, but not having the ability to inquire more about evidence, you have a point, a strong point to say, you know what? They don't want intelligence, because intelligence, in my opinion, could be considered as a bias. Okay? It could be considered a bias. If you are too smart for your own good, or if you have a belief or an intelligence or an indoctrination, you may be considered biased.
Now, before I go to sleep, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't understand, bro. Everybody buys, if I may. I agree with the lady. I'm from Cali, too. I'm from LA. They've been high. They've been doing that for like the last 20, 15 years. My mom been telling me. She got selected for jury a few times. I got selected for jury once, right when I turned like 21. Yeah, these motherfuckers be different. Alright, they be trying to get different motherfuckers. There's no such thing as a person not having a bias. That makes no sense. Any people who come from different countries, they're more biased than anything. They have their own way of life. They have their own mission. They got their own goals, beliefs, laws, religion, all that shit. They got their own shit. And they come here trying to adapt to new shit. Or the white man keeps telling them how to adapt. Alright, niggas ain't the one be like throwing these motherfuckers in. It's white people. Cool, everybody got a bias at the end of the day.
But what I am expressing to you, Coach, is if your bias is apparent, you are not selected into the jury duty. If you have any form of intelligence, or if you have any thought-provoking questions, or if you can think abstractly, you will not be selected in the jury, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. That sounds dumb. That's why we fucked up. The jury system is ass. The judges are ass. The judicial system is ass. The justice system is ass. Especially for a black man in a white country. It's ass. Look, when you're in China and you sit on a jury, right? You sit on a jury or you on trial and you got niggas on the jury, all them bitches is Chinese. All of them. You understand that? I'm like, worried about this, that, the third. You in Saudi Arabia and you on trial, everybody on that jury, they all Saudi. Your judge is Saudi. Your lawyer is Saudi. The defense attorney, the prosecutor is Saudi. Everybody. You understand? We at odds. It's never going to be equal playing with these people. Understand?
But aren't everybody American that's serving on those juries?
Yeah, but you know what the fuck he's talking about. When that
nigga talk about China, nigga, them is Chinese. When that nigga talk about Saudi, nigga, them niggas is Wahhabis, nigga, House of Saud, nigga. Those are what you call racial, homogenous societies. The same ones I've been telling niggas that those are the only places where socialism works. Socialism doesn't work when you have minority groups like Black Americans, Native Americans, etc. Yeah, he spit.
That's
Right?
a fact. And how do we not see that? How the fuck do we still trying to, we gotta be equal?
These niggas educated niggas. You know, you talking to the two Negroes in this room who got the white man certificate. That's brother Stephanie and the hood never been. Those are the educated Negroes. So they're gonna spot certain things that only educated niggas see, like this jury fuckery. I wasn't saying that just because I expect it, but educated niggas don't. They educated on how to articulate. So let's let resident educated niggas educate us.
Yeah, there's some super educated shit for me too, and I can't argue. Niggas be too smart for their own good. You missing the big picture.
Well, no, I think the point he's making is specific to this case. Nigga, we already see the Pepperwood judge is setting us up for some fuckery. Is that what you're saying, brother?
The chances of you seeing this.
Yes,
to sum it up.
We understand that all of these Pepperwood judges, when they go in there with the fuckery, they all set the jury up just in a different way. We've been around long enough that we should be able to recognize the fuckery from someone like me. Put them out of there. Right? So I can follow all of that. You know what I mean? Now, where I get a little lost at is when we act like this is new. We talking to a nigga who's been on trial. Head in the box. Had to come back, nigga, for the goddamn sentence. Yeah. Didn't get to go nowhere. Nigga had to hit the handcuff and go up under the jail, nigga, back to the holding thing.
Hello, I am the token.
Niggas can talk about, we can talk about juries in this motherfucker, but nigga, I can talk about a jury in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Type shit. Look, I hear you, twin, but you know, my daddy did 21, my uncle did 22, so I might be able to talk about it more than you niggas who's locked the fuck up. Cause I was out here trying to put the footwork in for you niggas. Alright? Stay your ass out of jail, nigga.
About that hoe. I got myself about that.
Damn, you ain't had no support system then, gang. You need some niggas around you.
I had a hell of a support system. I got myself about that hoe.
Nigga, I would've got you about that hoe.
Listen, how you got up out that master class? You should be charging niggas fees to explain to them how you got up out that jam. Especially brothers that are still in the jam. No, I'm not even being funny. That is a master
Oh, God.
$99 minimum.
$99 a month.
Well, I am the token white guy on stage. If you want direct access to the white intellectual community of lawyers and judges, I charge a monthly recurring subscription fee of $39.99. I'm happy to be here with you all. Hit me up in the DMs. I look forward to servicing all your crimes.
Kitover, you know, it never ceases to amaze me when I'm just randomly not looking at the phone and all of a sudden I just hear your voice. Okay? And it always gives me a chuckle. Anybody have a question for the resident white man?
Yeah, I have a question. Have you been following the Carmelo Anthony trial?
Of course not. I've only been following the Charlie Kirk trial because that directly impacts white people.
Erica killed
He said that.
Put you in the matrix. Don't come over here and try to troll over here, please. Don't do that.
Damn, Kimmy.
I love white people. And I love black people too.
Do you love white people first?
No, I do not.
Don't even engage with
mic on sick.
I love me a racist.
One mic on King
Most
sick.
niggas ain't
One
hate.
mic King sick. Go.
So this is what we're not gonna do today. I suspect AYN is a white guy, and AYN is protected in this space. Long as you don't call y'all no niggas, don't y'all be acting stupid, acting unhospitable. I want some white feedback on this. I do not want to talk to us. So y'all respect AYN as long as you respect y'all. AYN, if you hear that, there ain't nobody gonna be in there fucking with you. We want everybody's opinion on this. Goodbye.
Well, thank you for that, King. Some women
Y'all
here.
just asking Buddy a question.
I just got banned from a gas station.
You got banned from a gas station.
We come up here with that anecdotal bullshit. We are talking to the white man. We're trying to get some information from the
I
white
was in this room before you, Stephen.
man.
Just because you was on the earth before me don't mean nothing.
Love you, brother. Chill. Coach, continue.
I just wanted to prove my point of white people loving white people as they should. Like the white people who said they wanted to make a white town. Why the fuck is niggas crying and complaining about white people wanting to make a white town? They should have a white town. How do you feel about this white town, Mr. N?
Yeah, I am actually blind, so I don't know the difference between white and black people. And all I'm interested in, if I was to build a town, it would be a town based on intelligence, not our people. And so intelligence supersedes, knowledge supersedes all this racial ideological identity politics. I'm interested in intelligence and knowledge and trading to make money.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard, brother.
Wait, no, he's got a point though, and I'm not trying to listen. Now it's not put on her cape, put a white man cape. I'm saying, what's wrong with a town built on intelligent people? Intelligent people will build and grow the town, right? Sustain the town, infrastructure, business opportunities, job opportunities. Is that?
Unintelligent people.
There's not enough intelligent people.
It doesn't matter if there's enough. That's not lineage based. I don't care. I got cousins who's slow. I'm not gonna cut them off because they slow. I love them to death. I die for them. Still today. Look, it's not how shit work, right? You go to other countries still. They don't. Let's get rid of our unintelligent people. No. We still love our people. Duh.
Plus on top of it,
It's just a hypothetical. It's not.
Nobody you, whether or not you were intelligent, you didn't have any choice in that. Like people, not some people. Everybody has different capacities. So just because of people lack of capacity doesn't mean you throw them out the way. I didn't hear any accessibility features being used while he's on his phone. So he's definitely not blind. Or I don't know what he's talking
he's definitely not blind. I can
yeah, we know that boy, Joe.
No, I'm blind to race. I'm blind to race.
Yeah, but the truth matter is, like, here's the thing, right? To me, when it comes to black people, is you can't be pro-black, but only be pro certain black people. You get what I'm saying? And that's how a lot of people are only pro some of the black people. And even an example of only being pro intelligent black people. Now I do think that the people who are intelligent, the people who do know, like, it's our job or their job to, create a way for the rest of us, because, that's how it works in general. Like, this idea of this all of us doing the same thing is not how it works. It's usually a few that make preparations and create a way for the rest. Not, demanding that everybody do this and do that. Like, that's not how it works, and that's not an effective strategy. The more effective strategy is a few people prepare the way for the rest, and that's how it works.
I'll give everything that you said.
That's what the boule wants y'all to think, man.
The boule?
Well, that's not what the boule wants to
Hey, nigga, what the fuck? I don't fuck with no boule ass niggas, bro. What the hell you talking about?
I'm not saying. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let me finish what I'm saying, bro. I'm trying to make it.
Coach, you tripping, bro.
Alright, so
back up
I'm next.
real quick.
Fuck you talking about?
Wait.
Coach, you gotta relax, bro.
I'm relaxed, nigga. It's my turn to speak. That nigga Lloyd cut me off. I let him cook, nigga. Oh, my bad, coach. All good, brother. I'm just trying to finish what I'm saying.
And you got it, Coach. Let me just remind you guys, just a gentle reminder, that this is King Six house, his room. Tsunami or whoever might be in the top, whoever opens the room, God bless him. But please, we don't want King Six to leave the space. Okay? So when he speaks, y'all just let King.
No, it cracks me up how niggas will complain about getting cut off. Nigga, I get cut off in my own space. Mike and don't be bitching about it. Y'all got it, man.
I let the nigga cut me off, nigga. That's what I just fucking said. I let the nigga cut me off. I let the nigga go. I just said that.
Okay, Coach.
Dead homie.
Fuck out of here. Nigga, I'm your motherfucking big homie, nigga, because I got enough sense to not bring niggas who died, nigga, these motherfucking streets into a nigga clubhouse, nigga. That's all it takes, but nigga, that's all your dead homies is working clubhouse, nigga.
You know what I'm saying?
Get the fuck somewhere else,
Like,
nigga. Don't
like,
make niggas
that-
up
that's how
niggas
a
out
lot
there
of
like human life, nigga. I don't even play with niggas like that. That's weird as fuck.
Not the dead homies for clubhouse.
Niggas talking about niggas he might know more. You found my channel. He was on the sidelines on the street. I might know more than you niggas. That's when I knew the nigga was on some fuck shit. Nigga. No way. You what type of weird ass nigga would say some shit like that? I might know more than niggas who was in prison because I was out here fighting for you niggas to get out. Nigga, bitch, I live next to the law library, nigga. Get out of here, nigga. Niggas be weird as a bitch on Clubhouse, my nigga. You found my channel.
Nah, that was crazy though, man. Man, bro. I know I be tweaking.
Well, let's get back to the topic. Carmelo Anthony. His trial has been continued.
Well, Ian, as you're Ian today, you have not, you said you haven't been following the case, so you can't really weigh in, right?
Well, I got an opinion. I got an opinion.
It's not really not. Wait. It's not really nothing to follow though, y'all. Like literally, there's really haven't been too many details on the case. A white dude and a black dude got into a fight. The black dude ended up poking the white boy up, and the white boy ended up dying. And it's in Texas, Colin County, if I'm not mistaken. Anybody can correct me on that. The little black boy got didn't he get a bond out or something like?
No, I mean I know the details. I'm just saying I haven't followed like the latest trial.
Help me out, Sig.
How do I pronounce the name? First of all, how do I pronounce the name?
It's Ein. Ein.
Is that Celtic Irish?
No, it's the name of a famous author named Ayn Rand. She wrote about altruism versus egoism.
I know about Rand. Okay, yeah. Okay, go ahead, Ian. So explain to me, kind of give me a breakdown from your perspective. If I was a listener in a space you were running, give me your rundown on what you see in the Carmelo Anthony case, and let's give him the space. You got 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's just a great tragedy that this young person died as a result of this other person, pulling a knife out and sticking it in him. Anger, is the mind killer. Anger destroys lives. And so part of philosophy is rising up in intelligence, in knowledge, to overcome your base root primal anger. And this is what education does for people. It allows you to take a step back, look at it all from a third party perspective and say, you know what? I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to get angry. I'm going to, enjoy my life. Maybe I'll get even, but I'll do it in secret. If you're going to commit a crime, an assassination, you don't do it publicly. You do it privately, like a ninja. So I'm just saying that I've been following. This was a big topic. What, 6 months ago, 8 months ago on this app, and but yesterday was the Charlie Kirk trial, and I just want to mention. I'm not going to talk about Charlie Kirk, but I'm going to talk about the legal industrial complex. I've had to deal with judges and lawyers, as I'm sure many of you have, and it's a system. It's a network. And unfortunately, the legal industrial complex has become, in many ways, the de facto economy. You can't escape debt because they'll resurrect it. And some lawyer in New York will try to take your money and put you under receivership. They will literally siphon your funds, take everything you have, and put a new tax on you, on your wage garnishment. So the truth is, everybody should be a lawyer, and then we should have a higher level of law, which is like at the graduate and PhD level. Those are the people who should be actually in charge of the courts, not a political clique. Because when you run for a judgeship, you run as a Democrat or you run as a Republican or as an independent. What the fuck does your political affiliation have to do with your position as a judge of society? It shouldn't have anything to do with it. It should be impartial. It should be according to the word of the law, not what political party you're a part of. And restorative justice is a scam and a fraud. Affordability is a scam and a fraud because our government is making shit unaffordable. It's not your local Republican committee person. It's not your Republican government. It's the fucking federal government, which is 40 trillion in debt. And your state governments, which are 200 billion in debt, and your city government, which is 50 billion in debt. Isn't there one fucking town in America with a surplus? So we live with a bunch of thieves, we live with a bunch of liars, and it's a game. And it's who can get the most before they die, apparently. It's not about actual truth and intelligence and transparency. And again, the restorative justice aspect is all a fraud. If you kill somebody, make the punishment fit the crime.
Thank you. Quick room refresh till we go to the next speaker. Welcome to my
I just wanted to see if anybody had any comments on what I said about its effectiveness. I thought it was quite interesting.
Well, I definitely agree with his point about what is your position as a judge. You know, your political position should have nothing to do with your ability to, look at the evidence, hear testimony, right, and dole out justice. I mean, that's my position. But here, I mean, facts and evidence.
That's like
Wait, King, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you because you were muffled. You said that's King what?
My bad. I'm at the gas station getting some of this 340 gas. I'm storing out 347 gas. What?
I'm showing out.
I'm storing out for 347 gas. Nigga, I could actually get more than $10 worth of gas today. What? Fuck out of here. Shit, I'm balling. I'm like, you niggas on Clubhouse. I'm rich and shit. You know, all you niggas got money, y'all rich and shit. Good credit, niggas. Y'all need to be like you niggas, man. I'm out here in the hood and shit, living a nigga experience out in this nigga. God damn, I thought that shit would have run off on me by now, y'all.
Niggas is getting high. It's crazy.
But so, go ahead.
As much as, as much as we like ideals of their, people not having the biases that they show themselves to have, like, that's just not the American way. It's the American way as far as what's stated on paper, but not the way that America has ever operated. Like, not ever. From
its inception or even before its inception up until now. So like a lot of these things are ideas. I think the only ones that actually, in my opinion, believe in what's on paper actually operate, you know, according to America's stated principles are black people. Because we the only ones that do business with everybody. Like, we don't like we actually deal with everybody. You know, even to our own detriment to a certain degree. But as far as, you know, when it comes to the system, you know, the system is working just the way it was designed to work. You know, even when you look at, you know, when you talk about the debt, the debt is even there by design. That's how everything operates. If the national debt was ever paid, it would totally collapse the whole system. It's designed to operate off of debt. It's designed so that the many can support the few. That's all by design. Because here's the thing: if you pay everybody a decent wage, and guess we know what happened, then people wouldn't do the stuff that nobody wants to do. All of the tasks that nobody wants to do, people would want to make sure. So that's why by design it's all about the people, all the poor people. And it's weird that you're in the movement. So, you know, that has been black people, and I think we gotta stop identifying as laborers. We gotta stop identifying as laborers. And there's nothing wrong with working for a labor. And that being the identity that we're sticking in return for that, especially if you're trying to elevate. I hear you. Why don't you say we identify as laborers at the same time that we're saying we're not labor?
If we identified as laborers, we probably would be out here standing against immigration instead of being the motherfucking doormat, welcoming it, begging for it.
Well, I mean, this country was a country of immigrants anyway. So being against immigration is kind of contradictory at its very core.
No, that's not true. That's not true.
We disagree, which is fine. But as far as, you know, when you
But
say,
I disagree in fact. So we can run that. We can run that one.
there's plenty of
America
that to go around.
America identified as a nation of immigrants. What you said?
I said this is I didn't say we identify, but this is what it is. It's not identified, but that's what it is.
It's not a nation of people immigrants.
None of these people came from here. What are we talking about?
We're talking about in a time where we're talking about, see, it's one of the disingenuous remarks I hear from people.
It's not disingenuous at all.
It is disingenuous based on the scholarship. Because the scholarship would suggest that what immigration policy existed at the time we're calling these people immigrants? None. So was it even called immigration at that point? No. Was everybody who arrived here at some point an immigrant? Yes. Even the people who supposedly crossed the Bering Strait were also immigrants. Even the Moors who came here in the whatever century you want to believe, whether it was the 5th, the 7th, or the 15th. Bottom line is that when we talk about immigration with an I. See, we're not talking about immigration with an E. It's different. See, people immigrate all the time. You know what I'm saying? But we talk about immigration with an I. There's a certain group of parameters that must be set up. One of those is actual immigration laws. So if people show up before they legalize immigration,
it's my friend.
once we set up laws, then you become immigrants with an I. Oh my God, Difference between immigration.
You're in prison.
It's a difference.
That's your argument?
I'm from here.
Yo.
I'm at the second best place besides.
But yeah,
I don't know where you from, but I'm from here.
But
That's a clear argument.
is your lineage
Let me
from
restate it. Let me restate it. So
Yes.
be clear on what the argument is. And the argument is this: is that if you have immigration, right, in a country that has no immigration law, that is not even a nation that could even accept immigrants because they don't have any immigration rules, no regulations, no laws for it or against it. And that's what we had here in America. We didn't have a place where there was like an immigration quota or immigration laws, where there could be immigration standards, standardized immigration. None of that exists here. So what I'm saying is that when we call these people immigrants,
You found my
we
channel.
to some degree, yeah, we're saying they're not from here, they came from somewhere else. We all understand that. But they didn't come from somewhere else to America, in an America.
Okay, my friend, I'm gonna let that simmer. Where are you? You're at the pastry shop.
I'm at the gym.
Well, good for you. I'm glad. Have you broken a sweat yet?
Yeah, I'm almost done. I'm about to leave.
How long does it take you to break a sweat when you get to the gym?
Well, I ran here, and that was about a mile. And then I did 5 miles on the extra bike. And then I did a leg.
That's not what I asked you.
I would say about 8 minutes.
Oh. I'm about a 15-minute kind of guy. Takes me about 15 minutes on average for the body to start flowing like a waterfall. A waterfall.
And that's cool to you, which is fine. I did it.
Just can't argue about what it ain't. We gotta argue about what it is. Don't make me the nigga who like what it is because I'm willing to point out what it is. That just makes it what it is.
I mean, well, what it is people came here, and now they want to make rules about other people coming here. But no, this country is run by a bunch of people who did not come from here. Whether you want to use immigration with an E or immigration with an I is totally irrelevant to me. Because the fact of the matter is, none of these motherfuckers came from here. And the way they even went about coming here was wild. You know, so either way, and
No way.
what they
You
came
found
to
my
find
channel.
out is the
Did they break the laws by coming here? Did they break the immigration laws? Did they break the immigration laws on the books by coming here?
because this is a nation of laws. Okay, I got you. Laws that are, also the ones that, that they interpreted from by saying that the white man, the black man has no rights that the white man was bound to respect. The ones that they had to go through and implement extra amendments that were supposed to include all men, but somehow we had to have extra amendments to include us. Those are the ones you're talking about.
Can I say something?
I just want to be sure.
This is Ein. Can I say something about the topic?
No. You're not going to interrupt what we're talking about. No, we're not doing that.
Well, I'm not interrupting. I'm trying to add, not interrupt.
How are you adding?
That's why I was asking to interrupt, but I can wait. I can wait.
Go ahead.
Well, I just want to say that all communication is political. Every topic is political. Immigration is political. Concrete is political. Cell phones are political. Everything is political. And in this country, with Joe Biden, with the millions of illegal aliens flowing through the open borders, crossing the Rio Grande, people overstaying their visas, etc., many of you know illegal aliens. And they're not, murdering you or robbing you. And in fact, they might be fixing your plumbing. They might be doing your drywall. They might be doing your gardening. They're not, bad people. They are breaking the law, but to them, breaking the law is better than living in a shithole third world country making less than $1 a day. They're willing to take that chance and risk for a little better life. Can you really fault them for that? No. But again, it's political. So the Democrats know that an illegal alien is 99.99% guaranteed to vote Democrat if they can get to a ballot to vote. And the government now with Donald Trump is trying to restrict unrestricted voting. And again, it's always political. The problem with bringing in so many illegal aliens is that it guarantees a Democrat supermajority all the time. If we don't have the opportunity to flip our government left to right, right to left, left to right, we can't rotate. We can't dance. This country will become a fascist shithole of wokeism. Is your son transgender yet? Has your son decided to mutilate his body and remove his penis yet to conform with social values? We have to question the values in society. We have to actually have some kind of value, not this supposed fake artificial values that we call values.
Let me respond to that. And those values came over here with the Europeans who came and colonized the land. They brought that with them.
And we have yet to experience this Democratic supermajority that you're talking about.
And pray we never do experience.
We've seen it in cities. It's not something that didn't happen. We've seen it in cities. We haven't seen it as a United States as a whole, but we've seen it in cities, and we've seen the disaster that a lot of it has done to the cities. Look at LA. Matter of fact, look at Cali as a whole. It's being destroyed.
But what we have seen is that the majority of the country is not cities, right? And so, that's also why we have the back and forth. That's the reason why, when we look at, when they talk about how everything's being redistricted as far as the votes and stuff because of the Voting Rights Act, it being repealed is what they call it, being gutted. It really isn't doing a whole lot because unless they're going to district everything according to population, which would actually give more representation or proper representation, it's never going to be quote unquote fair anyway. So area that has approximately about a couple of thousand people will have just as much say so as an area that has a few million because it's not being redistricted according to population, it's being redistricted according to just regions.
Well, all the redistrict. I used to work at the census.
What's your point? The point is it isn't going to be fair. The point is that even despite the fact that there's a super majority of Democrats in the cities don't really have that much say so. They don't have as much say so.
Why do you think that?
Now let's look at Chicago.
I just described it.
I'm gonna describe an example. Let's look at Chicago when Chicago was dealing with the migrant crisis. And that coon-ass mayor elected by the teachers board and the super Democrat majority there in Chicago, when he said no to federal government coming in and getting control there in Chicago. It wasn't that the city didn't have control and the federal government or the state government has more power than the city of Chicago did. It's called sanctuary cities, not sanctuary states. And in order to be a sanctuary city, the city itself must be autonomous to some degree, must it not? Or the whole state would look alike. But I guarantee you, I can show you cities in Florida where you got a sanctuary city like Miami. They better not bring that shit to motherfucking Polk County, though. You'll find they motherfucking ass on the first thing smoking back to wherever the fuck they came from. I'll tell you that shit right now. You don't sanctuary no motherfucking Lakeland. Take your ass to Lakeland talking about, oh, this is a sanctuary city. Go to Haines City talking about, this is a sanctuary city. Yeah, right. So, them cities got a lot of power.
Chicago has almost a $20 billion a year annual budget, and the Aldermanic Council voted the sanctuary city status. Brandon Johnson just borrowed $1 billion, and now he's giving out $70,000 checks to families that want to put money down on a house. When did a city and a government ever start handing out checks for down payments on mortgages by taxing other people? This is all wealth redistribution.
During redlining of black communities in the 19 teens and 20s, when the federal government established these organizations under what we call the New Deal, immediately after being established under the New Deal, these organizations began redlining and locking black communities, black families out. Not only did they do that, they created today what we call the modern day suburban neighborhood. They were called Levitt Town homes, Leavitt, Levitt Town. And so this was a Jewish man, Abraham Levitt, and his Jewish son, who were also white, right? Because they're white Jews, so they're white and Jewish. They're not either or. They're both.
They're white. Levittown, Pennsylvania. Levittown, Pennsylvania.
Your mic is covered, King. We can't hear you. You sound like you're far away.
My window's down.
I was going to say, go back like 15 to 20 seconds.
I said about Levittown homes, and I'm going to go to several versions that you said in this game. Levittown homes is America's first, when you walk into them neighborhoods and all the houses look alike, cookie cutter homes, like most neighborhoods in America, even the rich homes, these cookie cutter houses, right? And so this was Levittown homes. And whites were able to do this with the GI Bill and with federal home loans, the SHA loans, that was given by the same government that had collected black American tax dollars, but didn't redistribute that wealth back to them when they were literally giving away free homes. Not only that, that wasn't the only time, also, you can look back to American history, there's a thing called the Homestead Act, where America gave away hundreds of millions of acres of land free of charge. The only qualification you had to have to be white and head of household. I forget Iowa, Nebraska, many other states in the Midwest were created almost entirely from the Homestead Act. Then not only did they give them those free homes, those free homesteads, they then built Kansas State, Iowa State, Ohio State, Penn State, and state agricultural colleges to then be able to educate these whites who had no role
the evidence for the narrative economics is all over Elon Musk's X space. If you or X account, if you do want to see the evidence, and unlike an actual trial in the real world, where actually I just got off of a conference call and a status hearing with a judge and attorney because I'm suing the federal government, this is not an actual courtroom, Steve. This is a conference call for strokers. It's called Dinner for Schmucks. Welcome to your reality. Hello?
Those will be 2 times in American history. The whole goddamn country in some cases gave out free
because even
equivalent to a home to white Americans.
When you start, the evidence.
People just be catching up.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not saying that all these things haven't happened already. There's nothing new under the sun. I'm just making an argument.
You just said when, I just want you to be consistent with what you're saying. You just said, when did this ever happen?
Okay, got it. I'm correct. I'm correct.
You did insinuate that. But
yeah. Okay, well, you correct. Okay, well, I stand corrected. But I'm just see, my name is Ayn Rand because I'm reading a book called The Virtue of Selfishness. Statistically, economically, running a business as an altruism, you can't run a business like that. You can't open a pizza shop and give out 51% of your pies for free. So all I'm advocating for is naturalness, a natural economy, not this fake, artificially stimulated economy that we spend $7 trillion plus a year at the federal level and only take in $5 trillion. I'm just saying that.
How would a natural economy work?
It would actually be a balanced economy, meaning that we would have a balanced budget with no debt. We have to start paying the debt. Otherwise, services will.
Have to pay the debt?
Well, we don't necessarily just have to pay it. We can actually cancel it. We can do debt resolution, debt negotiation. This is the future of politics, the future economy. The country has reached a tipping point.
Lloyd, just let him get his point across.
See, when you say the system is engineered to keep the people working to serve the top 1%, 10%, etc., I'm not saying that you're not right, because the banking industrial complex, with interests and loans, and then ultimately, if you can't pay back those loans, they start doing wage garnishments, and now you become a debt slave. We technically shouldn't have debt slaves in this country, but we have men and women, whether it's child support or whether it's other forms of debt. They're, half of their life is just servicing debt. You work 3 out of 5 days a week just to pay your taxes. So I'm just saying that according to Ayn Rand, the future economy is always a capitalist economy because it's the most efficient economy. But look at Peter Thiel, one of the richest men in the world, who started Palantir and PayPal. He just left America. He moved to Argentina because he believes that he will be a political target if and when Trump is gone from office. He thinks that the Democrats are going to arrest him. So he got the fuck out. And that's because he knows the Democrats are that big. The Democrat industrial complex is massive. It is huge. It controls the top 10 cities. It controls the federal government. And it is an ideology. It is a culture. And it is a big part of American culture. And I'm just saying that even a conservative, fiscally minded libertarian, at some point, eventually, when things get so bad and Democrats mismanage the system so much and they're so clownish and so crazy and just delusional, they think taking from somebody to give from somebody else is the basis of an economy. That's not. The basis of an economy is running a business profitably. It's a simple equation. The good metaphor is a pizza shop or any kind of small business. They can't run the way your government runs. Shouldn't we have the same standard between what we can do in our personal lives as entrepreneurs and business people as opposed to what our elected political leaders are doing? They're borrowing from the banks on your back without your authorization. That's taxation without representation. They should be sued and put in prison. These people are not fiscally efficient. They are criminal liars and fraudsters giving out billions to NGOs to kick back into their own bank accounts. This is a fucking scheme, a scam, a skim. Wake the fuck up. Fight back.
Well, that's what the financial system is, and it's like I said, it operates like that off by design. And so when you look at the debt, there's people that make money off of the debt of the U.S. because from the payments that they make. And so it's never about paying off the debt. It's never going to be about paying off the debt, like ever. And so the national debt will never ever be paid. It would totally collapse the financial system.
Well, we have a corporate-run society.
There's a fundamental understanding about how at least modern day economies work. We we look at, what they're doing is they're leveraging that to be able to do the things that they're doing. And there's a lot of modern day corporations that that operate the same way. Many of the most powerful companies that you know of operate off the same way. And there's also such thing as capitalization. And so it's not about not having debt or being debt free. See, we're trained to look at debt as it being a negative thing. Meanwhile, a lot of the people who are running the country are the most powerful people in the country are leveraging debt.
I get it. Interest is a business. I'm just advocating for liberality. The liberals are cultural liberals. They're not economic liberals, meaning that I should be able to compete with Pizza Hut and Taco Bell in an unrestricted manner. But the government comes in and says, no, 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 no. You can't operate this little tiny business on the street. You got to have an actual, licensed, permitted facility. And so I'm just advocating.
But who pushes those policies though, right? We know who pushes the policy. Just like when we talk about level, even when we talk about local government, it's not really about the political party that's in power. It's about the businesses that are in power, the businesses that have influence in a particular government, whether it's city, state, whatever.
like it's businesses that run this country. They're the ones that pay the money to get policy passed through. They're the ones that that make it so, or that pay the money for there to be restrictions of who can have a license to do this, who has to get approval to do that. It's all by design, and there are a lot of those behind it. Matter of fact, the school system that we all participate in was instituted by businessmen, right? And so, like, you know, I think a lot of us are, when we argue these points, we're arguing based on the way things were marketed, not based on how they were actually instituted, or understanding the real purpose of these things.
I get it,
The
but
school system was made to groom workers, and the corporations were meant to collect taxes on behalf of the government, and so that's part of the pipeline. People talk about the school to prison pipeline, and that there's definitely one, but there's also a school to worker pipeline where they make sure that they're able to collect what they collect. So that's the reason why these companies, they get the tax cuts and the things they get, because they are doing a service to the government.
I get it, but history shows us that, like what Pharaoh said, let it be said, let it be written, so let it be done. And countries come and go, political movements come and go. Change is actually the normal and the standard. So I'm just saying that, Ayn Rand was very popular as a publisher in the 60s because at that time, America was actually ramping up its socialism. Socialism does not create abundance. It creates misery. It's death by altruism. It's a social suicide. Strength is joy. Is anybody here living in strength and joy? Have you noticed that the greater your strength, the greater your joy? The more joy you have, the greater your strength? Has anyone noticed that? Do you know how to build strength and joy? I'm talking about the basis of economy. Our economy is 40% borrowed. Every single year, we have to borrow 40% to fund our minimum basic requirements. I'm just saying.
Now, here's the thing with that. Is whose fault is that, though? Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that?
When we talk about
No sabe?
we talk about
No sabe inglés? No sabe inglés?
I speak English.
It's the government's fault. It's our elected leaders. It's the people electing these people. But the problem is, the elected leaders.
Whose fault is that?
It's not the people's fault. The system is rigged.
It's the people's fault. Sir? And it is the white people's fault. It's the white people's fault. The failure of America will always be in the hands of racist white Americans. I mean, this is the beauty of racism. The beauty of racism is you allowed for there to be a back door, ladies and gentlemen. And what was the back door? The back door was Black America. In 1960, America was 88.6 white, 10.5% black, for a total of 99.1%. Wasn't no Saudi Arabia's motherfuckers own shit over here. Wasn't no Chinese motherfuckers owning manufacturing and agriculture over here. We didn't know our motherfucking wealth in time. Now, what happened is the arrogance of white America thought that you could keep black people down intentionally and open the doors to America and let all the rest of these motherfuckers, the brown to your black and brown, because that's y'all shit. We didn't start that black and brown shit. That's all y'all too. And so when y'all brought all them black browns in here to water down the blacks, what happened is the blacks were loyal to America, steady fighting, trying to find a better position for their families, even though every decade brought even more systems of oppression. And the covert kind too. No longer would they just take us outside and hang us and tell us what they really felt about us and take pictures under our burning bodies. I can at least appreciate those crackers because they let you know how they felt about you.
Those crackers.
So Unfortunately, it's the psychology of the crackers of America. It's cracker psychology that's killing America. But crackers said we're gonna teach the world that the Negro is beneath them. We're gonna create a thing called scientific racism. You know, you and your white Jewish friends from Germany, because you know most of y'all are German anyway. The number one minority, or should I say ethnicity, not minority, ethnicity in America is German American. Number two is Black American. Got it working. And so I love listening to the crackers complain today. Because if these whites were really honest, they would say, man, we fucked up America because we didn't hold it down against the pariah of America. And the true pariah of America was the Confederacy. No, you let them boys make that 1870 something compromise, 77 compromise at the 76 elections. Excuse me, 78 elections. You let a motherfucker steal the show. See? You let these motherfucking cracker boys, these racist motherfuckers, basically have their way after 11 years. And that was the most cowardice thing America could do, because the bravest thing that white people in America have ever done was stood on the side of righteousness and had the Civil War. When people would try to tell you what the Civil War was about, this Civil War. So tell me what the fuck bleeding Kansas was about. All the lies they try to tell you about how the Civil War was really, the Civil War was a continuation of popular sovereignty and bleeding Kansas. Period, point fucking blank. And so with that being said, when we talk about America, it's the overall ignorance of white America. And the ignorance of white America is, see, we got cut off from our ancestors' teaching. And what our ancestors taught us.
Got cut off from the books.
Together how to form militias, military, etc., the language, the culture, how to raise our kids properly, how to feed ourselves, medicine, we lost all of that. But see, you whites did not. Watch out for them goddamn Jews. They're not really awesome. How they listen. And the same thing that happened in Europe in past happening in America now. So it's all y'all fault. You mean? Nobody took the books of your history. Nobody took your motherfucking past. It was right there. I studied fuck. Yeah. So put all that goddamn crying and come to the table and say, look, we fucked up and we motherfucking owe America our lives. Y'all pick up some goddamn guns and get y'all ass out there and get to dying for America, man, and make this shit right. And with that,
Well, you know, I think that life is a little bit like a first-person shooter game. So even, let's just go with everything you just said is 100% a fact, not an opinion. It is the truth. And what you just said is undeniably the facts of history. Let's go with that. You still have one, as like a first-person shooter, it's still your strategy, and how you optimize and create your life. Creative intelligence is what sets you free. Creative intelligence is what gives you the therapy you need to move forward in strength and joy. So I'm just saying that until black politicians become black philosophers, they will never liberate their people. Black politicians will only abuse their people.
No, sir. We're not waiting on black fucking. Are you fucking serious? Waiting on black politicians? I'm not waiting. See, and that's what's wrong with you white. Because if a black politician comes and he's a philosopher, all he gotta do is look at the last few they done brought us, and they was all goddamn Marxists. They was you. They was black on the outside, but deep down within them, they wanted to be white and or Jewish. So you can take all the black politicians with you and you can smoke them motherfuckers until your lungs bleed. I can't do shit with a black politician. Try that one again.
Well, that's why you go by the name King, and I'm a big fan of Marcus Aurelius, who a lot of people consider a good example of a philosopher king. A philosopher king is difficult to debate with because what he's saying is so true. And, when you talk about the economy, America, see, Black America doesn't benefit enough from the fake economy. And it could be because they're not selfish enough. Hakeem Jeffries, if anybody here likes that snake, explain to me how or why. But how does he keep winning? That's because, as I said earlier, the system is rigged. You wouldn't know it unless you actually experienced it. Maybe some of you have. I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I've participated in it. I've seen how lawyers and judges fix the system to suppress the people. The people are being lied to. The voters are being deceived. And unfortunately, it still doesn't negate the fact that it is a game that you, as the first person shooter, must navigate. How will you move across the face of the earth? Are you free to move? Do you fear money? Do you fear housing? Do you fear food? Do you fear clothes? What is it that you fear? What's holding you back from achieving strength and joy?
I would have to say I'm the strength and joy giver around this moment.
Well, just want to quote Winter in the chat. You not schooling nobody on shit. You know what's been holding us back. Who the fuck you think you're talking to?
That's crazy work. But I think a lot of us know that the game is rigged, but you cannot lose if you do not play. A lot of us feel like the reason why we're losing because we're not playing it right. If we just play differently, if we just rearrange our strategy, if we just gotta play the game from the inside, we have to play it just like the white people were playing it. We just play it just like the white people were playing it. We're gonna win. No, because they game, they just change the rules. we fight so hard to have a spot at a table that wasn't meant for us, and it's crazy. It don't matter these systems. It don't matter whether it's capitalism, communism, socialism. Those are just systems. It's not about systems. It's about proximity to power. All of these systems that we champion so much, it's still the many supporting the few. And who are the few? And so if the same group of people are benefiting, no matter the system, why do we fall in the trap of blaming systems? It's retarded, it's dumb, it's asinine, it's all of those, because the system doesn't matter. You think people under capitalism are any happier than the people that's under communism, or any happier than the people that's under socialism? All systems, there's people that's at the bottom supporting the people at the top. Every single one.
Well, Lloyd, do you believe in the collective unconscious?
I don't even know what the fuck that is.
Meaning that there's a herd mentality.
I mean, that's something that happens.
So when I say that the system is corrupted, look at Karen Bass and Spencer Pratt. Obviously, Spencer Pratt would be the better solution for Los Angeles, but the collective unconscious is going to vote and put Karen Bass back into power.
The system is not corrupted. It's working as designed.
What I'm saying, the system has a tendency to veer towards the collective unconscious, which is really altruism, which is death by suicide.
Towards who? Altruism of who? I mean, as a black person, it's never really veered towards us. Not in any point in time in history. Maybe it may be different in your case. But as far as black people, the system in any way, shape, or form has never benefited us at all. It's never been altruistic towards black people, like ever.
Well, it's been fascinating talking with you all. And why? Thank you. I can't wait to come to your movie review about the Odyssey with Matt Damon, because Matt Damon and that movie is going to be one of the biggest flops of the summer season.
I agree. I will see you this Saturday, sir. 2 p.m. Central, Press Hollywood. Shameless plug. Now I'll do a quick room reset. Welcome to By Any Means Necessary. Today we're talking about the Carmelo Anthony trial. It kicked off. The hood therapist was in here earlier, and apparently he is covering it. I mean, he attended day one of reselection, and it's ongoing, according to his account earlier when we opened the room up. And so I think he said the court session is not meeting today, I
what
think.
he's saying is so true. And, you know, when you talk about the economy, America, you know, see, black America doesn't benefit enough from the fake economy. And it could be because they're not selfish enough. Hakeem Jeffries, if anybody here likes that snake, explain to me how or why. But how does he keep winning? That's because, as I said earlier, the system is rigged. You wouldn't know it unless you actually experienced it. Maybe some of you have. I've seen it, I've witnessed it, I've participated in it. I've seen how lawyers and judges fix the system to suppress the people. The people are being lied to. The voters are being deceived. And unfortunately, it still doesn't negate the fact that it is a game that you, as the first-person shooter, must navigate. How will you move across the face of the earth? Are you free to move? Do you fear money? Do you fear housing? Do you fear food? Do you fear clothes? What is it that you fear? What's holding you back from achieving strength and joy?
I'm always a fan of white people fucking around to find out.
Bro, no way!
I was tired, and I'm always annoyed, and I'm always done.
Bro, no way! You found my channel. Do you know these 10 songs? Bro, no way! Do you know
white people? I was tired. No. Cases of white people fucking around and finding out. Things would be a little bit different for us. You know, one of the things about us is that we're so loving, forgiving, and despite all the things that people like to point out negative about black people, there's a lot of things that are very. I'm always tired, and I'm always annoyed, and I'm always done. Kind of work to our depths. But if we were anywhere near the monsters that they presented us to be, the world it would be totally different. Because the things that would happen would be totally different. We would be imposing our will on this world. But we're not like that. We are happy with a lot of simple things. We just want to look good, feel good, be admired amongst our people. Like we want very simple shit. And the most part, we want to be left alone. Just want to be tired, and I'm always and that's something that's been a struggle for the entire time. And so when it comes to a lot of the bullshit in this country, the politics, like, and none of us should have a best interest in this country. And unless a new system is put in place by us, that's the only way that we're actually going to look out for the country. We're not going to look out for the
longer. So we do have it. The most dangerous person is somebody. Oh, you pretty good, thank God. Well, that's fine. You can buy anytime if you want. You can also listen to a page from a book. You know, why don't you turn over the page and go to As Above, So Wait, you found my channel. You won't believe it, but लोग मुझे भी support करते हैं.
See what's so amazing to me is that Clubhouse could actually become a business, a future, as opposed to like a complaint department at a corporation.
Hey, somebody was talking. Relax. Yeah, hold on.
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear anybody.
No, he was kind of slow, but yeah, he was in there. Go ahead, Dr. Long. All right, thank you. Sorry, guys, I had to close the door for a little bit at my kitchen. But man, Roy, you said some truth. And I actually heard it this weekend. You know, we complain about the system, and the system is working. It wasn't designed for us. It's working how it was intended. Keep us down. We gotta just, you know, I'm all about the find our own path, give us some power, regulate our community, build things up, advance, support each other, just like we see other demographics do.
Oh, 2, 3 weeks ago. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, you did the damn thing. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So it's going to be an interesting court case to see what happens. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call it interesting.
Well, what are you guys hoping for, and what are you hoping for? I guess your feelings, and then what is your logical response to what do you think's gonna happen?
I'm hoping that he gets this George Zimmerman treatment. Is what I'm hoping, but that's maybe a little bit far fetched. That's what I'm hoping. Well, it's certainly interesting that to answer your question, as I stated earlier, I'm hoping the same thing. I'm hoping he gets off. I have an inkling he will, or again, as we all know, it comes down to the evidence. I don't know if he's facing life or how many years he's facing. I don't think he's going to receive a harsh punishment, right? But I also, on the flip side of that thing, it's very interesting as we're getting into the summer, and correct me if I'm wrong, it always seems every summer, maybe not every summer, but summer seems all the time very racially charged. So we have up in the summertime, girl. Right? So we have the Carmelo Anthony, a racially charged case. And of course, it's on the playing alongside señorita, another racially charged case. And I know it'll be a couple months before that goes to trial. Him, Chuck the Builder, accused of shooting a black man. It was a white boy that got into a fight with a black boy at a park, and he hit the black boy in the head with a bat, and the black boy is in a coma right now. So you see how all that goes. I think that just happened recently.
What? That's in Collin County right there too?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, cause Frisco sits like northwest Dallas. Far northeast Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So
My friend.
Six, bro. It's like It's just outside of Dallas County. Which, you know what I'm saying? Most motherfuckers who work, who live in Frisco, nigga got a good job in Dallas. That's why they work over there. They live over that motherfucker shit. Anyway, but yeah, so I'm gonna have to check this other case out because I ain't heard about that. That's new to me. But that type of shit be happening down here. Yeah, that might be that type of shit be happening on a regular around these parts, man. You know what I'm saying? And
You said it's Collin County, COLLIN.
Yeah, that's where a nigga don't want to get. You don't want to catch no cases in Collin County, my guy.
Can I ask a question about capital punishment, the death penalty?
Get to it. What's up?
So I like the saying, make the punishment fit the crime, but not necessarily every time. And so, you know, and in Chicago, we got the ankle monitors and the no cash bail. And it's a $60 million a year business putting these ankle monitors on to do GPS tracking, but you can cut the fucking monitors off. A lot of people go on the lam and go on the run, and a lot of people get away. The thing is, it's a Democrat judge doing restorative justice, and the guy who just murdered this cop, John Bartholomew, I mean, there are people that get released 30 times, 70 times, and if you read the transcript of what the judge says at the last trial, well, I think this time maybe you're actually learning, and you're developing, and becoming more mature, a grown adult, and, you know, we're going to let you out because we think this is, you know, it's not let you out like this is some kind of, anyways, back to the capital punishment thing. If you murder somebody in cold blood in a vicious way, you know, and rape them and murder their whole family, all these horrible things that people do, shouldn't the state execute that person after their trial and they're found guilty of murder in the first degree with all these additional charges? I mean, why aren't we making the punishment fit the crime?
Hey, Sick, I'm gonna have to take what I said, but I don't think Big E knew what he was talking about. I thought he was from Texas and he knew what he was talking about. I can't find a case that is similar to that. The only thing I could find is a case about a 6-year-old boy getting attacked with a bat by his neighbor. Big E might have not known what the fuck he was talking about. That's my misspeaking. My bad.
Yeah. You know, he out there in Georgia, right?
I thought Big E was in Texas.
He's in Texas?
I
thought the nigga was in Tennessee.
I don't really fuck with that nigga like that, so I don't know. But I could have swore, either he from Texas or something about Texas. But that's my bad. Niggas out here spreading misinformation, bro. And I'm contributing to it.
Welcome to Clubhouse.
Come up here and say what you gotta say, Franco. Read your message. I'm busy.
Come on, Frankie.
Paying attention. Come on up here and get it off your chest about how we just love white people and, you know, letting them come up on stage and dominate and shit. Come up here and get it off your chest, Papa.
Come on, Freshon.
You think I've been dominating? I'm just one little tiny man with an opinion.
You're not dominating. You're just not adhering to, like, you know, you're not adhering to decorum. You know, and it's not your fault. You don't know any better. That's just, you know, it's a white people thing. You know, it's just, you know, you're operating the way you're used to operating.
He didn't say that. I'm just adding some extra sauce on
top. I'm saying what I'm saying.
No, I'm talking about you. I'm just saying I'm adding extra sauce.
But here's what I don't do.
But come on.
Here's what I don't do, right? I try to be as authentic as I can to my real self, right? So, you know, I have opinions about the white folk, but nigga, like, let's be real. If your ass gotta go down to the Social Security office to get a new Social Security card, nigga, to close on that house that you need to close on, or nigga, you need to reach out to them white folks at the Mutual, Fidelity, Omaha, whatever the fuck bank to get up in that. You're gonna do it. So when motherfuckers get some people, and you know, there's white people in here, talk people, white people, nigga, you talk to white people every motherfucking day. And it's the fact that you Negroes will get on Clubhouse, and then I guess it's not successful in your conversation with white people in real life, because you want to come in on Clubhouse, and you want to somehow satisfy your ego I told that I told Whitey today. Whitey stole Whitey's glasses. I do that like in the real world where the money is on the line. It like really matters and it's really important. It's like really real life. Yeah, I talk to them straight like that. But I show them the same type of respect on Clubhouse. I know I'm gonna show them in the real world. Just like everybody else do all of those weird ass talking crazy to motherfuckers. Unless y'all do some crazy ass shit like say on the dead homies or something about a clubhouse room. I might lose it then. But I try to stay pretty principled and pretty motherfucker straight to who the fuck I am in the real world, my nigga. Like I don't do all that old weird ass cat up the rabbit shit.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I'm the same person. But I'm the same person all the time. I don't have no alter ego or no representative or no crap. But, you know, I mean, people gonna operate how they operate. Yeah, man. You know, to be honest with you, like, I don't even put myself in positions to really have to deal with white people in real life. Like, 99.9% of my interactions is with other black people. I really don't deal with white people.
In Cleveland? How the fuck you get money?
By not dealing with white people. But I'm not in Cleveland right now. But even in Cleveland, it's the same thing. Like, all my people is black.
I'm not saying that majority of mine.
Yeah, I don't got white friends like that.
I don't know white
saying
friends,
is,
but yeah, do business.
Like when I go to, I'm a member of two chambers of commerce. When I go deal with those chambers, even though one chamber, the mayor is Hispanic, and the other chamber, the mayor is black, help get him elected, and the chamber president is black, that's my partner. But we still dealing with hella white people and Latinos. So we talking to business owners and people in the chamber or in my regular role capacity. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to see non-black people likely white. And I'm talking about, I live in the side of Dallas, Texas. I live in East Dallas. You ask anybody know anything about Dallas, where the white people is at, nigga, they're not in East Dallas. You know what I mean? So, but I still deal with white people. Like, nigga, I've been dealing with white people. I've been at Home Depot today, nigga, dealing with white people. Like, motherfucker, you're going to deal with the white. So, like, my point is, where you go, white people are saying that, you know, somehow we're out of, I made my initial point that was I read it in the
to local people. But even then, like I said, all I deal with is black people.
Hello?
So, I'm not saying that's a problem. I'm just saying I don't mind taking white folks' money. I don't mind taking white people's money either. But
I got a question for you. I think that music is the best way to take white people's money, not by gunpoint or knife point. Hello?
We about to go down the rabbit hole. So. I love to debunk some of these myths of the nigga mind. Somewhere in nigga mind, it says, you know, somehow you're cooning or tap dancing to allow a white person to be able to speak in a space. And I think it's a little weird, number one. I think it's quite odd. And not only do I think it's quite odd, I think it just speaks to kind of our level of ignorance sometimes on how we view other people. We think we're supposed to do, I guess, to them what they did to us or whatever the fuck that game is, which, you know, I'm all
Sick, you know what the funniest part about it is that I'm thinking about since you said that? The funniest part about it is they'll get mad for us having actual talks in spaces that we are controlling, right? See? But they be in spaces that the white man controls.
Right.
And they have no control in, but they talk about we do. That makes sense. There's a lot of niggas out here doing music. I'm just saying niggas I know, because I'm out here doing music. I would have been hit Biggie up. Like, nigga, I got shit. I need to get mixed and mastered and all kind of shit. I'd have been hit you guy up. So tap in with me, bitch.
Oh, I didn't even know you fucked with the music.
Come on, man.
No, I didn't know. I thought you was in the construction or something.
I know, but that's how I got started, Big E.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
No, that nigga know how to rap. That nigga know how to rap a little bit, man. He be trying to compete with me and shit, but you know, the old heads gotta pass the torch.
I know all this time they known this nigga, I ain't never heard this nigga rap.
No, his shit decent. He got some smooth shit, and he got like some shit where like it's almost like that Currency and Wiz Khalifa vibe before Currency and Wiz Khalifa added on to that old school gangster shit. Like his shit nice.
Yeah, I
don't vouch for nobody for real, man, because, you know, I do music and I don't typically like a lot of niggas' music like that, bro. I be feeling like it's, you know, but it's shit nice. I fuck with it.
Well, I'd like to play a little song and dedicate it to the room and to all of your success, to all of your joy, to all of your strength.
No. We're not about to do that, no. On with that fucking whatever the fuck that shit is. Yeah, go on with that.
Hey, let me hear that motherfucking harmonica, man. let me hear that one time, man.
This nigga's a troll, man.
Alright, you suck. But I mean, I know a harmonica when I hear one. It's definitely a harmonica and he definitely sucks. We can both agree on both of those. Look, I done heard some old uncles of mine, boy. Down in Mississippi, them niggas get that harmonica, them goddamn spoons to that motherfucking garage, the garbage can lid.
Oh, yeah.
Them niggas would be out there drinking moonshine in motherfucking Mississippi all night long, going ham. Nigga, I'm under the covers like, what the fuck is wrong with these old niggas? Until I got old enough to really get it, I was like, okay, they getting it in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Man, Biggie, a lot of motherfuckers didn't know because I ain't never really used my platform to really promote the music shit because I came out of the music shit because I dropped some shit called EOTW, End of the World. You know what I'm saying? Label said fuck you, and radio said fuck you. Everybody said fuck you, and that's when I just niggas started talking, cause nigga rap wasn't ready for a nigga to be rapping that type of shit. Well, I didn't know that you did music. I just never heard you.
I don't know why, man. I thought you was in Florida, man. I know you from Tulsa, right?
I was in Florida. Yeah, I was out of Oklahoma and shit.
Yeah. Okay.
I moved out here 2 years ago. I went back to Florida end of last year. You know what I'm saying? Relax and shit. But I'm back in Dallas now, man.
Oh, okay.
Dr. King be all over. Cameras allowed actually, one of my partners is down here doing what's that one little performance they be doing, the mic drop series or whatever?
Yeah.
On the corner mic drop, whatever. So he finna do that shit today. He just drove out here from North Carolina. You're an attorney? Y'all know Nasir. Nasir is, I'm about to link up with Nasir here in a few minutes. That boy pulled up on me looking right to with the Jag. I said, look at my nigga with the Jaguar and shit. Boy, I see you, nigga. I love to see my niggas do good, you know what I'm saying?
There's a band on YouTube called Smash Brothers or something like that, but they are making millions and millions and millions from YouTube and live concerts. And like you said, it's the street corner mic drop. That's the format of their YouTube show.
So what's your take on this Carmelo Anthony thing, man?
Guilty! Capital execution! Firing squad!
What?
Oh, you don't believe in capital punishment?
Y'all ready? Hey, Iron, please don't talk while my music is playing. That's no disrespect. Can y'all hear me? I hear you now.
Copyright free, cause it never been copyrighted by me. Never been put on YouTube by me. Run it by me. Maybe I'll play it by me. Stealing your beats, eating your treats in the streets. Listening to you live on the Clown House.
Street feel the change. Headlines screaming through his radio. I rang up the world, don't know what time's through. Economy shake your wallet, then inflation hit the block. Corner store prices climb. Watch your rocket drop. Ghetto soldiers in the making.
like send me a link to it or something?
Who did that production?
I mean, it actually sounds like the production is actually pretty good. Just can't get the full effect over the Clubhouse.
Yeah, it sounds flat on Clownhouse. But that's because, it's not one-to-one transfer. But if you have a YouTube link, put the link in the chat. I mean, in the skyboard.
I can't. What'd you say, King? I couldn't hear you over.
I'm telling Biggie, check his back channel. I'm saying. I got you.
You have to look at Clubhouse, as modern Motown. This is a record. This room's on replay. If you treated your life in the same way that you treat Clownhouse, you'd have a library, a catalog. You'd monetize it eventually. Hello?
Yeah, I do poetry more so not do rapping, but it's a relation. Oh, you put up the top. You on TikTok? Okay.
But I got you, King. See, I'm gonna reach out to you. Yeah, man, I'm right here in Dallas, man. I got a whole lot of work going on, man. Yeah, no doubt.
Oh my God, I'm like following Mikhail.
Help us get to a bag. I got something big I'm working on. Okay, that's always the move. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna get at you, and we gonna put it together. Yes, sir.
This guy needs a strong rebrand. Wait, why do you call it King Sick or Seek? Why not call yourself King Silk?
Because my name started off as Young Sick, because I was sick. Crazy out here doing this gangbang and shit, you know what I'm saying? So I got the name Sick from some shit that I did. Then I got too old to be young, so then I became a king. You feel me? Once I got my mind right, it did.
Oh, you mean you figured out the golden rule about treating people the way you want to be treated? Hello? Hello?
You said what now? What's that?
I said when you got your mind right, did you start treating people the way you want to be treated?
Man, I move the way I need to move in order to get what I need to get, you know what I'm saying? Anybody who get hurt along the way, put themselves in a way to get hurt. I ain't out here to hurt nobody, but you definitely get hurt fucking around with you.
Well, I'd like to play another song dedicated to the Carmelo Anthony Death Records. Could be a big hit.
We're good on the non-melanated musical selections.
Oh, I'm slightly melanated. I suntan every day, my butthole, and do yoga in the sun.
Requirement level for music. You understand me? Yeah, so whatever happened to my little king and I've been driving. Just gonna get people up in the stack. So how that people's on the side. Yeah, so this Carmelo Anthony trial, I'm gonna tell y'all something about this. And that is the thing about this trial that I've noticed since the very beginning. Is that this trial is one of those trials that white people are going to do white people shit. That's what this trial is showing, is that white people have not changed
Projection alert. King, you have activated the projection alert system.
We don't know. But what they do know is they
Alert, alert. The projection alert system has been activated.
You know, seemed like he was doing some good things. Same thing with that case down there in Georgia where the black boy got killed and the white boy was supposedly had a scholarship to go to all these different schools and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, the white folks didn't like losing a good white boy that had a future in front of him. Carmelo Anthony did too, had a scholarship. He run track. So, I think what it boils down to, and then when you actually look at Carmelo Anthony, he didn't fit none of the stereotypes that these white people were trying to put on. Y'all remember that part? When they tried to say the family bought the house with GoFundMe money. Y'all remember that shit? All that shit.
Yeah.
Then come to find out, oops, these black people got money. Then they was mad about that. They was mad at what they was dealing with a nigga with some money. So then they just started flailing. All the parents were wrong. He shouldn't have brought this to the game. We don't know what he brought. We don't know what that man brought to the game. Then we found out, oh, it's a multi-tool. So it wasn't like a switchblade, like a straight-up knife.
What was the name of Carmelo Anthony's victim? Nobody even knows. Oh, I can't wait to hear Monica's room. This is the story that's never going away. This is black versus white, white versus black. This is a chess game. You have activated the projection alert system. You have activated the projection alert system.
When you show up black, you gotta leave guilty. I say amen to the church.
I mean, that's certainly what the history
I say it all the time. I'm not going amen something that I don't like, but I understand what you're saying. I don't like black people leaving guilty, so I'm not going to amen that.
Well, the amen is that that's telling the truth about the system.
I hear you, and I'm not saying it's not the truth, but I'm not going to amen it. I acknowledge it.
Amen is proving and showing that the white man is inherently evil in his criminal justice endeavors. The amen is saying that yes, it is so, that the cracker is unfair and unjust. And so I say amen to that because I know that that, sir, is the truth. Amen. And amen and amen.
Well, verily, brother, verily, 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 truthfully, truthfully, truthfully. But the fact of the matter is, I don't even know the name of the poor kid that got killed, but I do know Carmelo Anthony's name. And the truth is, eventually this young man will be back out on the streets, living a life, hopefully productive. Hopefully he doesn't become a recidivist and murder someone else with a knife or a gun. Because just like marriage, if you get married a second time, a third time, your chances of divorce go up and up and up. So if you kill somebody once, your chances of killing somebody twice are at a very high degree compared to somebody that's never killed somebody.
Sir, actually, the lowest recidivist rate happens amongst those who have been convicted of murder. They have the absolute lowest recidivist rate of any other group or classification of criminals.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com. Go to ChicagoMayorVote.com.
You basically said this nigga's going back to jail. That's what you said.
That's how they move. That's how they move.
And we ain't talking about T move, we talking about they move.
Well, you know, I live in Chicago. Again, got this ankle monitor, no cash bail system, and there's a guy that goes on Michigan Avenue and loves to sucker punch women in the face. He's done it 50 times. How much is enough? It's insanity. This is attempted murder. This is attempted homicide by death by punch from a 230-pound man. Why the fuck is this piece of shit on the street literally 50 times? I'm going to get you the article because it boggles the mind. This piece of shit needs to be executed. Yeah, I mean, you know, I agree with that. That, like, if you see that TV show, The Wire, It kind of gives you like an inside look on how police and politics and judicial and drugs and like that's a very cool show because it's believable. But just as the average taxpayer with a home and a job and a family and a kid that wants to do a soccer program for the summer but you can't afford it, you know, enough is kind of enough where when property taxes jump 50%, 100%, and next thing you know, you actually can't afford shit, an affordability crisis is not because of anything other than government.
I got a question for you, Aang.
Yeah, go ahead.
Is paying taxes a choice?
In some situations, yes. In other situations, no.
What about
Can I?
what about for you?
Sorry.
Excuse me?
Is paying taxes a choice for you?
Again, it's the same answer, yes and no.
Okay, cool. Cause like when you pay taxes and you feel like you still own something that you're obligated to pay as well. Like my tax dollars, it ain't your money, it's their money. They said that you better pay it. If you don't pay it, they gonna come take it from you and take other shit from you if you don't pay it. So it's not yours. It's just like if you when you get your paycheck, you know, the job can't be like, oh my payroll dollars, you go and you do what the fuck you want with your money. That's what the government do. What the fuck they want with the money because it's theirs. Not only is it theirs, they also have their name on it, their picture, their emblems on it. It's theirs. They're doing what the fuck they want. You really don't have a say so. They make you believe you have a say so, but you don't.
Can I insert something real quick? Breaking news. Can y'all PTR? PTR, everybody. Does this not sound familiar? Also / look familiar to any of you? I give you a hint. The 90s. Look familiar to anybody?
Yeah, the story of the black girl. I think you mentioned that earlier, right? I think you said her name earlier. Somebody in the room said her name earlier.
I did.
The black girl, who was also shot by an Asian store owner who accused her of orange juice that she didn't steal.
Now, doesn't this look familiar? So it does look familiar. Sorry. Isn't that interesting? Asian man not found guilty. 14-year-old boy accused of stealing. History's just repeating itself. Oh, we gotta have a new room. History just won't stop repeating itself, huh? What is the odds of that? But I just wanted to share that breaking news.
That's not necessarily history repeating itself. It's the fact that, well, I mean, it is, but it's history repeating itself not in Korean violence to a black youth. See what I'm saying? That shit was repeating itself every time we was taking our black ass in the Korean stove.
Pretty crazy. I had never heard about that one, but hard to believe somebody would shoot somebody and kill them for stealing anything. That, you know, as a business owner, the cleanup on aisle 6 is just not worth it. Is it worth it?
It is worth
Is it worth it?
Who they're killing. They're killing these black youth because in their minds, it's the black kids and the N-words, and they steal and they hurt my business. Now let's pause. Their entire business model is to be immigrants from a whole nother part of the world and set their businesses up. Guess what? Right in those communities where those are the babies of the community. The very babies that they hate so much that they'll shoot over an orange juice or a water, something that they wouldn't shoot you at Home Depot running out with a $500 drill. They just would catch your ass on camera. They prosecute if they catch you, or they're going to have your picture up there making sure you don't ever show up. You see what I'm saying? But one thing they're not going to do is they're not going to actively go out and try to investigate. They're not going to actively go out and try to investigate like they did in this case. Because see, in this instance, they actually got multiple cameras of footage showing the incident in question and showing exactly what they're claiming was this egregious death that happened. Which is actually the little boy didn't leave the store, didn't he? I think he was kind of trolling really because the lady was like following him so hard. You know, he just did like some obvious shit like, I'm going to take 4 waters and put them under my shirt. He was just trolling them because they're so racist. Right? And so the bottom line is that at the end of the day, he didn't end up buying anything. And said something about his bag and his hoodie. He stripped his hoodie to show he didn't have obviously 4 fucking water bottles are gonna come flying out. This nigga gonna, make some noise or you're gonna be able to see him anyway, right? And so the bottom line is, look familiar to anybody? Is that they then ran out of the store, chased the boy down. I think you mentioned that earlier, right? Did you say the name earlier? Somebody in the room said the name earlier.
And he was found guilty, by the way, y'all, for those that were wondering. The jury, his peers, found him guilty for killing him, for murdering him.
He was found guilty?
Yes, this guy right here, he was found guilty for murdering him.
I just saw that the jury found him not guilty.
Yeah, I thought it was not guilty.
Hold on. Let me go back. I could have sworn I just read.
Uh-oh.
It is not guilty. In these conflicting stories, because I just seen one post that said he was found not guilty, so I just see him now on TMZ saying that he was guilty. Damn.
Isn't that like a tsunami to do that? That's what tsunamis do.
What?
People
Don't
think.
Don't get off topic.
People think a tsunami is just like a wave. They don't understand that the entire ocean is rising and it's about to come up over that horizon of the land.
We wipe shit out. That's what we do. Reset. Cleanse the earth. Reset. Nice reset. There you go. That's what tsunamis do.
I was trying to hear this.
Cleanse the earth. Nice reset.
See, if you want to understand Black Power, you have to go back to the Civil War. That defining moment is so critical in understanding the cultural divide in America. You know, there's 500,000 men that killed each other to the death, almost 500,000, and 2 million casualties. There was a group of outlaws known as the Immortal 13 who were white extremist abolitionists who liberated black men. 13 immortals who freed thousands of black men in America. Never forget the Immortal 13.
Say that again. Repeat. Hold on. Rewind that. Who are these people? What was the name of the group again?
The Kansas City Immortal 13. It was a gang of white extremist abolitionists that freed thousands of black men and women and children.
Because that's who helped the indigenous people from this land fight Albert Pike and stop him from taking fucking Arkansas from the niggas, bro. Because that's how, after we got through killing the opposite side for that whole ass nigga, he started murking the rest of us that was alive. And them motherfuckers right there stepped in. Most definitely. Well, I'm sorry to interrupt. And peace and blessings to everybody on the stage.
I got perplexity looking into this shit right now.
Dane Calloway gave it to me. I don't know about perplexity.
If this young boy, if Carmelo Anthony was to get convicted, do y'all think that it's a strong possibility? Is this first of all? Let me say, this isn't federal, right? It's state.
It's a state.
Oh, then never mind. Because I was gonna ask if Trump could be able to pardon him before he left office. Because I'm pretty sure.
You get a pardon from a federal president over a state issue.
Can you?
Yeah, he can recommend it.
He can.
Almost definitely ain't gonna be doing that shit though.
I don't know. Shit.
Bro, say hey, the nigga let Kodak Black and Lil Wayne out. I think this was a little step above that one. I don't know. I don't know.
You share with us anything? Was you able to peek around and get a little something for us? A little something? The hood.
Who?
The hood. He went to the trial yesterday.
Oh, did you?
Mhm.
I went to the first day. So right now they're just doing jury selection. So when I went there yesterday, they had about 600 potential jurors, and they getting ready to trim the fat on that. So about time tonight, around 5 p.m., they gonna have who they want to add some jurors, and then the leftovers starting tomorrow. Whatever's left over of that, then that's going to be the jury. So I'm going to try to go up there tomorrow, Wednesday, to see who the jurors is and who they're going to be. All right.
You ever record?
No. So because this is a high-profile case, there is no electronics to be permitted into the trial. None whatsoever.
John Roach, where they can hide it. That's cool.
Yeah, so Judge John Roach, man, like I said, I've been employing everybody to look that gentleman up. This man is a veteran. He come from a family of veterans, and they go by the book. Yesterday, in his introduction to himself and to the potential jurors, he says, and I quote, he says, following the law does not depend. You cannot just not follow the law. He said you cannot not follow the law, if that makes any sense. He says the law doesn't depend. You can't just depend. It depends if I'm going to follow this law. No. He said, verbatim, we will follow the law. You cannot break the law. We're going to follow the law. So, and my question is, all right, we know when you commit a murder, right? We know that if you commit murder, you're going to be charged for murder. So then my question is, okay, what happens when you have laws that contradicts the charges? Hold on, man, because I'm giving a deposition of what happened yesterday. I went to the jury selection. So I'm going to tell y'all this. So this is what happened. So I want y'all to know that this trial started yesterday, but it will end next Friday. All right. So the jury is going to be selected between today and tomorrow, and by Friday, this trial will be ended. They're also going to have a trial on a Saturday. So expect opening statements to be Thursday, witnesses Friday. I don't know what's going to happen Saturday, rest on Sunday, and then we're going to add that Monday through that Friday is going to be just continuing on the trial, and then there's going to be a verdict. Okay? So the next thing is like I said, right now, the main information that I really want to just point out is figure out who this judge is and just look at his record of convictions.
I looked at it last night, and I was shaking in my boots last night when you told us to look it up. I said, he got 3 white young boy sons, and I know he probably looking at them like if a nigga killed one of his sons, he would want to slay them to the white meat. And, Republican, like you said, history of veterans in his family. I don't know. I don't know if self-defense, I don't know if that's going to be in his favor dealing with a judge like him.
But one thing about it is on them state laws,
Judge
like I said, y'all.
But can y'all hear me?
Oh, no.
But he is, I was saying, I don't know, he is going to be judged by 12 members of his peers, so it's kind of like, it's really up to them, but I don't know what a judge like this, I don't know.
Well, the warning is we're going to follow the law, so if he's convicted, what is that sentence required? Because that's what it's going to be. He just told everybody.
The crazy
5 to 99. 5 years to 99.
The crazy part about these law and order people, do they not understand that this country was founded on breaking of law?
Mm-hmm. But then
like
also,
that's what they did during when they was breaking the law. This country, that's how broke off, breaking the law. I don't know. This shit is stupid.
But they fucked themselves though, because inside of it, they made quite a distinction. And if his lawyer is good, which I'm pretty sure since he's a Jew, he probably might be, color of law.
So hey, I can't point these anyway. So yeah, fucking letter of law and color of law are two different things, and inside that courtroom, they definitely have to go by the letter of the law. Watched time and time again where she got overturned when people played color in the courtroom instead of playing letter. Now, by the letter of the law in Texas, if what he explained is fucking true to the tip, he can come out of it. Probation, no probation. There's a couple people I done shot and I went home. One of them died. I still went home. Never saw a day of jail on that one. On the one where I shot the homie, I got 5 days in jail. That was it. Do you understand? In Texas? Yes, sir, in Texas. I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. Southside, Morningside District. Okay. 35 Morningside, yes, sir. So we dealing with Collin County, right? Yeah, man, McKinney a motherfucker. That's connected to Denton. Denton, they main factor in Collin County. And McKinney is their rich white suburb, you know. And I was explaining at the tsunami this morning. We got a rail line that was supposed to be extended out there a year and 2 months ago, but they keep delaying over trying to get that overturned because their mayor straight out his mouth said, we don't want inner city people in our area. Who do you think they're talking about? I ain't gonna lie, y'all Fort Worth niggas is wild though. I ain't gonna hold you. Hey, hold on, man. You're not gonna do us like that. Fort Worth niggas are wild though, man. You can't help. We don't react, baby. We respond. We don't really do much. No, but Dom, listen. When I went and I seen just the atmosphere of the trial, y'all. Like I said, it's a lot of things. Listen. Denton County, Collin County, that is a money-making county. They don't really want to deal with this shit. But if they gonna deal with it, they gonna deal with it how they see fit. And just off of this
doing
Why you interruption? Why did you interrupt? Go ahead, I'm listening.
I didn't know he was talking.
Oh, well, he is. Go ahead. Now, what kind of county? It's a rich county. I'm following.
We're talking about Collin County is a rich county, all right? This is a place where you got Frisco, you got, as my brother Don was saying, you got Frisco, McKinney, Plano East, Little Elm, opening corner. Yep. So these counties is where a lot of money is being made, all right? They having Universal Studios being amusement park being built as we speak right now. So this case right here, it being so much of a high profile case, this can impact the money that's being going there. All right. Also, I'm just gonna give y'all just some off the record intel. They're saying that so this is what I'm going to say. So I was sitting next to a brother that has a child that goes to one of those school districts, all right? So in this a school district, he telling me the laws or how these activities go, how the track and field, how they just function, all right? He's telling me that, during that day, the day Carmelo allegedly stabbed Austin Metcalf, the day it was raining. He said it was raining that day, all right? So he said during that day when I was picking up my daughter, just how the atmosphere was, it was just like, it was just a hunky-dory, it was cool, but it was raining. So if it was raining, you got your equipment that could have been damaged, you had a bit of your equipment that could have been blown away by the wind because the weather implementation caused the delays of the track and field, right? So the brother tells me, he said, listen, that day when I dropped my daughter off, it was around like 11 to 1, and the weather it would beat down rain, it'll get windy, and then it'll stop. Then he said some of those tents that were up, because every school does indeed have a tent,
Every school does have a place where the athletes can go, but because it was a social event, because it was individuals that were interacting with one another, and there was a delayed game, everybody was socializing with one another, right? So he said during that event, the only school that didn't have their tent down was the tent where Carmelo and Mr. Metcalf were engaged at. All right. Then he said this. He said, "Have y'all heard any intel of the Metcalf boys being on the track and field team?" I said, "I haven't heard that." He said, "Due to my ear to the streets and me being from Frisco, there is some talk saying that the Metcalf boys were not a part of the track and field team." At first I was like, well, hold on, wait a second. Well, hold on. They had to be on the track and field team.
They're just being spectators.
Right, he said, but during school hours, and this is between 11 and 1. And wherever they were at, they both weren't at their mutual schools, if that makes sense.
You found my channel. I'm not going to ask you to like or subscribe. But
where the track event was, it wasn't at Austin Metcalf's school or Carmelo Anthony's school. This is at a mutual space.
They're so clownish, so crazy, and just delusional. They think taking from somebody to give from somebody else is the basis of an economy. That's not.
They have to be on the team. He said, well, when you're an athlete but not associated with that team, you might get some leeway. He said, in these schools in Collin County, there's a lot of leeway that these are given to these kids.
As opposed to
you get what I'm saying?
Political leaders are doing.
What he's saying is, how to raise the superintendents and the courts, but the school district, how they handle their children, they have a lot of flexibility where some kids can be able to go to events, although they may not be participating in. If that makes sense.
That's a school district grounds that they were on during those hours. So they had every right to be there. They just weren't supposed to be down there where the athletes were because you're not performing. That's why anybody keeps athletes separate from the crowd, because sometimes the crowds are uncontrollable. Mind you, there is evidence from Facebook or social media posts where those boys had words. That little girl who decided to talk to the TV is also one of the little girls who was at the situation that they had beforehand that started the situation. That's why she knew so much about what was going on. And if y'all were paying attention from the time where he first got picked up, there was a lot of people talking about that situation that went to that school. You can read as a person who goddamn used to be in these schools, inner city or rich areas. You know what went on when you was there, and what do you know about life? Same shit, different toilet. Just because you doing it now, we was doing it back then. Where you think you get the inspiration to do it now? So by reading those posts, you can tell what went on. Those twin boys was harassing that man. Anybody that was paying attention to the news would hear that those young gentlemen are decorated Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu players.
Now,
those gentlemen in Carmelo Anthony. If they would have, not Anthony, or yeah, that's his name. If they would have got a hold of the little cuz and got to twisting him up and shit, nobody would have done nothing about that.
so I'm glad that you said that because, again, with my unconfirmed source, when we're talking about the weight size, they said that Carmelo Anthony is a
Now ye shall know that the chosen
Megatron.
the axle of infinite space is the prince, priest, the peace. and in his woman called the Scarlet Woman is all power given. They shall gather my children into their fold. They shall bring the glory of the stars into the hearts of men. 16, for he is ever a sun and she a moon, but to him is the winged secret flame, and to her the stooping starlight, but ye are not so chosen. 18 burn upon their brows, O splendorous serpent. 19, O azure-lidded woman, bend upon them. 20, the key of the rituals is in the secret word which I have given unto him. Now ye shall know that the chosen priest, as soul of infinite space, is the prince priest, the beast. And in his woman, called the Scarlet Woman, is all power given. They shall gather my children into their fold. They shall bring the glory of the stars into the heart These are fools that men adore, both their gods and their men are fools. 12 come forth, oh children, under the stars and take your fill of love. 13, I am above you and in you, my ecstasy is in yours. My joy is to see your joy. 14 above the gem d'azur is the naked splendor of no wit. She bends in ecstasy to kiss the secret ardors of her deep. The winged globe, the starry blue are mine awake.
Some people just don't know what's available, what services are available, and they have this hesitancy, and then on top of it, the police are involved, and you need the okay with the police. And I've even heard people say, if I have to go get approval from the police, no thank you. So I've heard things like that too. So I'm just glad that today, like, in these days, I think there's actual traction. There's been traction since the day that I started this, which was February 7th, and I think it's been slowly progressing to something very positive, even before I came here. So,
John, are you voting for Spencer Pratt? Are you gonna vote for Spencer Pratt or Karen Bass? Hi, John. I was asking you if you're going to vote for Spencer Pratt or Karen Bass, the communist, the Cuba-trained intelligence agent.
Confident we don't. So how you doing, Clipper?
Yeah, I'm doing fantastic.
Yeah. I saw Tucker today, and Tucker was there when the cop came by and us, and there was a case that Tucker wants to come to a shelter, but he has no city ties, right? And I remember the guy coming in now, he goes, Tucker's been homeless longer than I have in this town. And the thing is, like, this guy, he's taking a shower right now, so that's cool. But the thing about the situation here is, listen, I don't hate Tucker, but I'm not going to vouch for him, right? And the last thing, I know he was at another shelter called Yale, and he got kicked out, and I don't even know what reason for. I can guess, but I don't really care. But from what I know, I'm not going to put my name out there And I'm not gonna put, like the cop right now. He made a call on his own to get him in here. And so he's literally already in the compounds right now. He's in the shower right now, and they're gonna give him a bed in a few minutes.
So your guys are moving in with you?
The what?
Your guys are moving in with you?
Yeah, as of today, as of right now, he is literally in the compound, about to be fully checked in. And then as soon as he checks in, he has some government things to deal with, and I'm gonna give him a ride for that. He was about to do that, and just so happened the cop happened to show up. And so the timing was right for everything to happen in the way that it did.
Amen.
About your case, dear?
No, he's just an officer. He's not a district attorney. He's not anything like that, So there's no need for me to talk to him about anything like
John,
that.
can I quickly ask you a question? When was the last time you read the Bible, John?
Did I read the Bible? Dude, I read all the time. Why would you even ask a question like that?
Oh, because I love the Bible, so I just wanted to ask you if you read the Bible recently. Why would you do that?
Also sometimes, I access the Bible through memorization. So I just have certain memory verses. There's tons of them, and there's certain focuses that I have, and I just recite it.
You know Numbers 31?
Would you say Matthew 1? Is that what you said?
Numbers.
Numbers? Yeah.
31.
Numbers 31.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't.
Hey, John, I'm wondering if I could play you a little song and dedicate it to finding housing for all the unhoused.
Well, I'll tell you what, not all the unhoused want housing. How about that one?
Well, I'm just saying they find the wisdom and the knowledge.
I know so many people, I just meet people all the time. And, even when I was in the program, not everyone wants a 12-step program, or not everyone wants to be sober, not everyone wants to be clean. The last guy I saw drinking, he says he wastes his time going to AA meetings, and he just wants to get drunk. And listen, I'm not here to tell. And so, if the person is expressing to me that they want housing, expressing to me they want to be sober, then I'm right there for them. But if they think that like getting a job is going to fix all their ills, like they're seriously misguided. I've seen guys like that, and if they do get a job, they're just gonna go right back to, let's say, drinking. They're gonna lose their job because they're on a bender, and they're right back where they started from, and the job never fixed anything because in their mind, in their twisted minds, that the job is a cure-all for their situation. And been around long enough to know that's their delusion. And once they find out that the issue is things that they need to work on, as far as their triggers, their coping mechanisms, and so forth and so on, then once they deal with that, then they can take care of their families, they can take care of employment, they can have sustainable employment, housing, whatever, right? But not everyone understands that because a lot of times it has to do with they're just not informed on the facts, not educated. And sometimes they're told the facts, but they don't want to believe the facts. Sometimes they know the facts, and they don't care anyway.
There's a church-run shelter.
A church-run shelter? There's one up the street, Clipper. It's called the Orange County Rescue Mission. Very strict. It's a 2-year program. I personally would not want to go there. Number one, they take away your phones, and I think you can't go out for a whole month or something like that. Some people who are not that religious, the criticism is that they're a cult, so forth and so on. But you know the staff here, Clipper? Most of the staff actually come from that place. So.
But it's the secular run shelter.
The one I'm in is a secular run shelter, but it is, they have Bible study in here on Wednesdays nights, I think. All the people that are staff are very religious that I've seen, and they are actually from the mission up the street.
So they're funded by state and federal grant.
I'm not sure. From my understanding, is that the Orange County Mission handles the donations and financing for this facility. I think also the food comes from there. Also a lot of other things, clothes.
The staff are like salaried, right? Or they're volunteers.
I'm pretty sure they're paid staff because just some of the people that I've met, they actually went through the mission as guests or clients or whatever, and that they have come out of there and they want to work in the field, and so they're paid. I'm sure they're paid to be here. I would be very surprised if they're volunteers. And a lot of them, two or three people I've seen so far, they were in a situation of homelessness as well. And so that's what they're doing now. They're working with staff here in a facility for the homeless. So that's good news to me.
John, I just want to alert you to the chat. People are accusing me of being John Kitover as well as live streaming this room on YouTube. And I just want to let you know, I put the link in the chat.
What do you mean, people? That's like saying, people are accusing me of being John Lee. Well, I am John Lee, and you are Kitover, right? AKA Music AI, AKA all these other things, right? But I am so encouraged to see a person move